Hey guys, how's it going? It's Blepnir here with another team review, and today we're going to be looking over a team featuring Vespiquen in the new Hisui Cup. Now, I actually just caught this Vespiquen today, first thing in the morning, and it's the very first Vespiquen that I've caught that actually has good PvP IVs. It's actually a rank 6, meaning it's the 6th bulkiest possible Vespiquen, roughly, from its stat product. And that's super cool because I've been wanting to try out Vespiquen for a while, and the amazing IVs combined with the fact that the Hisui Cup started today gave me the perfect opportunity to try it out. The only problem is that flying bug typing is extremely hard to cover for, right? It has one of the most weaknesses of any typing because it's double weak to rock, it's weak to ice, it's weak to flying, it's weak to fire, it's weak to electric. I might be forgetting some there, but it's just incredibly hard to build a team around it. And oftentimes you'll find that you're core broken by at least one Pokemon or a Pokemon that has a certain type of coverage in the meta just because of how many weaknesses flying bug types have. But the Hisui Cup actually eliminates a lot of the more troublesome weaknesses of the Vespiquen, like, for example, Lantern, of course, was everywhere in the Open Great League, and Vespiquen manages to avoid it here. There are not a whole lot of flying water types. I don't think there are any flying water types in the Hisui Cup. And Vespiquen is actually quite bulky. It's the second bulkiest flying bug type in the game right now, behind Ladian. And now Ladian is incredibly bulky. Vespiquen is about as bulky as a Medicham, I believe. And you're going to see here that it does a great job of absorbing damage. The only problem is that Vespiquen does not have the best move set. You can run it with a lot of different combinations of moves, really. Like, in the fast moves, you can run it with Poison Sting, you can run it with Bug Bite, you can run it with X Scissor, with a Fury Cutter. I wouldn't really recommend any of the other moves. In terms of charge moves, it does have Power Gem for coverage, but you're going to see here that I actually decided not to use Power Gem just because Power Gem is such a bad move. And the way that I use it in the back is basically not really as a Pokemon with coverage so much as a Pokemon that can do the raw damage of the Fury Cutters and the X Scissor or the Nuke move being Bug Buzz that we decided to use. It also gets Signal Beam. I don't think that Signal Beam is quite as good as Bug Buzz. They both have the chance to debuff. I don't think they actually got any debuffs in these games, but you're going to see that a lot of Bug Buzzes actually end up landing because people probably expect them running the X Scissor Power Gem moveset, right? So they end up no-shielding their Pokemon. Actually, no, we did see the defense drop once, and it really comes in handy in the game that we see it, so I'm excited to show you guys that. At first, we used a team consisting of Shadow Gallade in the lead, Cresselia as a safe swap, and Vespiquen in the back. But we almost immediately switched to the team that you see down below, which is the Pachirisu in the lead, the Shadow Gallade as a safe swap, and the Vespiquen in the back, which ended up being, I think, a pretty consistent team. Pure electric types actually pair pretty well with the Vespiquen in this meta, because there's no Stunfisk, there's not really any of those ground steel types that can give both of those two Pokemon trouble. And let's see how these battles go. And you see in this first match, I'm actually using Gallade in the lead, as I said. We switched from this pretty quickly into the Pachirisu lead. But here, this is a problem, right? Because we're going to be outpaced to every single move from the Drapion, and those crunches just do so much damage. And I throw the Leaf Blade. The reason why is because I was just pretty confident that they were going to shield this, and I can make it to another Leaf Blade now if I want to. We're actually going to swap into Vespiquen. Like I said, this was my first game with this team, and I wasn't really sure what I was doing. Usually I would like to utilize Vespiquen as a closer and not a safe swap, but you see here how little these crunches are doing. And the opponent is staying in with Drapion, which means that they don't have a strong answer to Vespiquen. I make a huge mistake here. I throw the X-Scissor on the CMP tie. I forgot how bulky and low attack Vespiquen was. And so that was a huge mistake to throw the X-Scissor there. But luckily for me, you're going to see that this Cresselia did not expect the Bug Buzz. And that was very satisfying to hit them with that big boom. The X-Scissor wouldn't do too much, which was why they ended up no shielding it. But here we just go into our own Cresselia to absorb some of this damage. They go for the Moonblast. And we are actually going to undercharge here. And I put myself into kind of a tricky spot where I want to save a Grass Knot to take out the Drapion. Because the Drapion is still not within farm down range. So that's the reason why I undercharged so much, was not only did I want to get a farm down, but I wanted to get to double moves. But unfortunately, you see here that I am forced to throw my move. So this was a very sloppy play on my part. But we're able to snipe with the Vespiquen, and they have a Gastrodon in the back. And this is just amazing. I did actually make a mistake here, trying to farm up to the Bug Buzz. Didn't quite make it. But look how little those Mud Slaps are doing. Mud Slap is a very heavy damage move, but those are triple resisted. Flying bug types have a lot of weaknesses, but they also have a lot of resistances, including that triple resistance to the to ground. And unfortunately here you're going to see that they do make it to double body slams. They do not throw the second body slam, recognizing that they need to get to an Earth Power in order to take me out. And luckily, I think that they were just at the move when I took them out, and they were not able to get there. So that's a good game. Here we're switching to our main team, which is Pachirisu on the lead. We encounter a Toxicroak, which is not great, because Toxicroak has access to Mud Bomb, of course. Almost all Toxicroaks run Mud Bomb. Some of them run Sludge Bomb. Some of them run Shadow Ball as their secondary move. But we're able to tank that Mud Bomb quite well. Pachirisu is quite bulky. It's about as bulky as the Vespiquen, maybe a little bulkier. And then we switch into the Gallade. And the reason why we do that, even though obviously the Toxicroak is very weak to Gallade and we expect them to have a counter, but with the shield advantage, Gallade can often do a lot of damage, even to its counters. And they actually come in with the Bastiodon. We just take out the Bastiodon with a close combat. We're able to throw this close combat into the Empoleon. Of course, they're forced to shield, but we wanted to throw the close combat to debuff our defense and make sure that they only got one waterfall worth of energy there. And we're able to immediately throw this Thunder Punch. Not going to be quite enough to take out this Empoleon, unfortunately. But now we have the Vespiquen in the back. We can easily shield this. 2 shielded Vespiquen should be able to just power through these last 2 Pokemon. We could no-shield this. It is a Sludge Bomb, which is slightly less than the Shadow Ball. But the safe play is to shield it. And the safe play is to throw the X-Scissor, even though we could have farmed up 2 more counters worth of energy, which is 4 Fury Cutters worth of energy. 5 Fury Cutters. We could have done 5 Fury Cutters. But you see there, I kind of cut off the battle at the end. But we are able to just sweep in the back with X-Scissors against those 2 very low health Pokemon. So that's a good game. Now we have a very good lead. We have the Pachirisu into the Empoleon. And this is kind of tricky because theoretically I should just immediately switch out into Gallade here versus the Frostlass and then go down a shield, and I should be able to Confusion down. But I wasn't able to react in time, so I'm forced to throw the Thunderbolt. We get a shield, And that's honestly just as good because they are almost energy dry here. They actually overfarm a little bit, so that's really good for me because they're actually gonna be letting that go. I do think that they got to the avalanche there, but it's really nice that we were able to just get rid of that the Frostlass like that, and then they come back in with their Empoleon. We do end up shielding the Hydro Cannon just because we definitely will get to this move, and we may as well force their last shield, right? But no, they actually just let that go, and that's even better for us. They have a Gallade in the back, and I think that I have this game won, right? And I actually catch the move, so this should be a good game. They do undercharge the Leaf Blade. That is the correct move here. I could have just taken the Leaf Blade onto the Vespiquen because the Vespiquen double resists Leaf Blade, being a bug in flying typing. But the confusions were kind of adding up, so we do just catch that move, and we are able to get to the charge move and take that game. So next up, we have Pachirisu into Toxicroak once again, seeing a lot of Toxicroak leads. That's not what Pachirisu wants to see, but we still have play. We are going to take a Mud Bomb here. Actually, no, we switch. This is a very questionable switch. Okay, but this is the game that I actually really wanted to show you guys, just showing the power of Bug Buzz. Unfortunately, they do shield it up. Not surprising because even an X-Scissor would put them into farm down range. But we get the defense fall. As you can see there, we got the defense fall. And now we do live the Icy Wind. The Icy Wind debuffs our attack, but the defense fall makes it so that this X-Scissor does just as much as it would have done if they hadn't gotten off the Icy Wind and we did not get the defense fall. That is enough to take them out. That's so much damage for such a cheap move that does like 65% of their health. Very satisfying there to get that clutch defense fall and also to survive that Icy Wind like that. We do go into the Gallade versus the Toxicroak. Unfortunately, I think that they will get to another Mud Bomb on Toxicroak. They have the Frostlass here, but we should just be able to shield this up, and we still won't be in Mud Bomb range even after this. Luckily for us, they do not get to a Sludge Bomb or a Shadow Ball, which would have taken us out, and Pachirisu would have to sweep in the back. Instead, we're just able to take them out with that confusion there, and that's a good game. So next up, we have a battle against... Taking a little bit of time here, but we do get our battle finally. It's In a Daze. See what In a Daze is running. They face us with Drapion into Pachirisu, and so this is an okay matchup because 2 crunches don't take out a Pachirisu unless they get the defense drop, and let's see if we get a defense drop here. We do not, and so now we are not really threatened by 2 crunches. We are just going to go straight for Thunder Punches because after 2 Thunder Punches, we should be able to take them out with fast moves. We might get the shield here with this next Thunder Punch. We have to see. So we throw the Thunder Punch. Do not get the shield, unfortunately, so maybe could have Thunderbolted there. But we're just going to use a shield, even though usually we want to save our shields for the Gallade. In this situation, we get such a nice energy advantage here that hopefully we can put this energy to good use. We throw the Thunderbolt at the Toxicroak, and I think that we're just going to let the Pachirisu go down. And then we come in with Gallade. Just because Gallade is such a strong counter to Toxicroak, we can't really afford to switch out there. And then we actually switch into Vespiquen after doing only 1 confusion. And the reason why we do that is because the Vespiquen can just tank moves so much better than the Gallade. But very questionable decision. And you see here, they're actually running ABA Dark Poison. That's a crazy combination. But boom, look at that. Look at that Bug Buzz landing for so much damage. That is a neutral Bug Buzz into a Shadow Skuntank. That's not something that you often see, and that's very satisfying. So we're able to land the Bug Buzz there for huge damage. Next up, let's go into the Hisui Cup. And who do we find here? Got Marto Gal. So this is a fellow streamer and content creator, also one of the best players in the world. He's a common sight in regionals and always running super spicy teams. You see here he's running Glaceon. Not something that I was expecting, to be sure, in the Hisui Cup. I guess it's a Sinnoh Pokemon, and Sinnoh Pokemon are allowed in the Hisui Cup. Sound off in the comments down below if you know the exact rules of this cup, because I'm certainly confused. And I make a huge mistake here. So because of the one-turn switch in, we CMP tie to the move, and I lose CMP with Gallade. Apparently Gallade loses CMP to Glaceon, which is insane to me because I thought that Gallade was one of the highest attack Pokemon possible. But apparently Marto Gal has us beat with the Glaceon. And they have their own Shadow Glade in the back, fellow Shadow Glade user of Culture. And I'm thinking that I'm okay here because I expect this to be a Leaf Blade or Close Combat. It's a Synchronoise. That hits for a lot of damage, so we boomed our opponent with the Bug Buzz in the last battle. We get boomed in this battle with the Synchronoise, and they have a Growlithe in the back, and unfortunately, the Vespiquen and the Pachirisu will not be able to handle this Growlithe. I probably could have won this game if I had not CMP tied the Glaceon. I was just assuming that I'd win CMP. Like, I knew that I would CMP tie there, but I thought that Gallade wins CMP over Glaceon, and I was proven wrong. So that is a great game versus Marto Gal. Always a pleasure. Always running a very spicy Pokemon. So we've got Jack Birdton here. We have Pachirisu into Gastrodon. This is a terrible matchup, obviously. So we go into Gallade, and we draw a barrel. So this is fantastic because we just have a very positive matchup versus Barrel with really all of our Pokemon, but especially Gallade. You're going to see that despite the fact that Barrel is bulkier than Gallade, and Water Gun is a pretty heavy fast move damage move, we actually would have farmed them all the way down if they shielded there, which is why they let go the Barrel. That's incredible. Just showing the fast move damage of Confusion. They recognized that they would get farmed down, so they let go the Barrel. And just like that, we have taken back switch advantage. And there is nothing that Gastrodon can have in their moveset that actually threatens the Vespiquen. They're forced to switch out. Vespiquen is one of the hardest possible counters to the Gastrodon besides grass types. And so now we have this tertiary matchup against the Frostlass. Pachirisu versus Frostlass. The Frostlass was able to get a pretty good energy head start here, which is not fantastic. But luckily for us, they call the Thunder Punch incorrectly. We throw the Thunderbolt, which does a lot of damage, and now we're just going to be able to farm this Frostlass all the way down, and there's nothing the opponent can do. We can throw this resisted Thunderbolt, which will still do a pretty appreciable amount of damage. We will be able to just get to double X Scissors here. We could have thrown the Bug Buzz if we wanted to, but there is no need. We're going to see how much an X Scissor does to a Gastrodon. That's pretty good damage. Gastrodon is pretty bulky, and that's a very cheap move, so I just wanted to see how much that would do. Obviously, the Bug Buzz would have taken them out, but they did have a shield. They could have shielded, and yeah, regardless, that was a good game. Very satisfying to manage to win that secondary matchup versus the Barrel and align our Vespiquen versus the Gastrodon. And I don't know about you guys, but I saw a lot of Gastrodon today in the Hisui Cup, and I think that Vespiquen is a great counter to that. So if you guys have these Pokemon, if you can run this team, let me know how it does in the comments down below. Also, let me know what you guys are running in the Hisui Cup. If you're playing it at all, if you're playing the Open Great League, let me know what you're using there. And I'll see you guys next time.